Hi, my name is Jonathan Dadu, and this is my final project for my class called Research Methods with Professor Anaban at Lawrence Tech University in Southfield, Michigan. In standard design practices, we design spaces for the functions the client tends to use those spaces for without consideration of the environment surrounding those spaces. Once the parameters of the proposed of the building is set, we then design systems to ensure the client is comfortable in those spaces. With today's technology and skilled workforce, we can manipulate spaces within a building to satisfy a space-specific need, then go back and manipulate that space again for another. But once that structure is erected, it becomes more difficult to manipulate it to fit the needs of the environment surrounding it. We need to start designing in a larger scope. When we start designing these structures, we should think of the building and surrounding environments as our first client, and then the building owner as our second. This conference center is a great example of a building that was constructed using local materials and creating microenvironments for local wildlife. First, then second spaces where people can congregate for local and global political meetings. Then after the meetings, they could go and dine within a restaurant inside the building. Building awareness of the benefits of farming activities and proper nutrition through architecture. Let's create a form of sustainability that can maintain its ability to support itself not only environmentally but also economically and socially. A building that can diverse functions that can create a microeconomic with social features incorporated within the structure and its surroundings. We can do this by creating space within our design that can sustain local vegetation that will help feed buildings, occupancy, and or local wildlife. If we cannot afford to buy a meal, we can still be able to have one by going to a public garden. We need to always incorporate methods of conserving energy and resources. Some popular examples are solar water heating, energy backup systems, water turbines, and a local moving water source, solar power, and gray water systems. By doing so, we can help sustain local wildlife and save money by reusing and manufacturing our own resources. The second poster is about research methods. My case study work ARC uses a mixture of correlational and qualitative research depending on the environment of the research subject. Most common is correlational due to the amount of variables within the research subject. Majority of the projects have surveys and GIS mapping that visually represent their findings to support their conclusion. The second poster is about research methods. My case study work ARC uses a mixture of correlational and qualitative research depending on the environment of the research subject. Most common is correlational due to the amount of variables within the research subject. Majority of the projects have surveys and GIS mapping that visually represent their findings to support their conclusion.